let's look at a couple of issues here, and I want your feedback on it. Say a client that you've worked with and that you know fairly well suggests that you go out and have a meal together. How do you know whether that's okay or not? It depends on both parties. It depends on your sense of integrity. In general, it's not a good idea to do that as long as you are in a client practitioner relationship. But there could be circumstances where a person is well integrated and you are fairly well boundaried, where that may happen. Okay, but like I said, in general, as long as there is a client practitioner relationship going on, then it's better not to engage in social interaction.
In the case of the professional relationship, therapeutic relationship has ended. In that case, maybe in some cases, it's okay to have a coffee or lunch or.
Yes, and it's very important that maybe, because it still depends on how that person is seeing you. It still depends on whether they're putting you up as an authority figure. You have to be measuring their level of integration. Now, we get into an area that's much more shaded, where it's not so clear, and that's called dual relationships. For example, there is someone who is a relative in your life, a sibling or a parent or a niece or a nephew who asks for a breathwork session. Now you're both the breath worker and a relative at the same time. So I do not have hard and fast rules on this, but this is where our sensitivity in applying principles is very important. For example, one of the most profound sessions that I did was with my father. It was a week after he had been released from the hospital for a triple bypass open heart surgery. During the session, my father went through his body's release of the trauma of the heart surgery. So it actually looked like he was having a heart attack. But I had to have faith that in my guidance, and he actually went through that, breathed and released, and lived another 29 years. And so people say, is it okay to do breath work with a marital partner or with a parent? And I never say no, it's absolutely not okay. But what I do ask is, how comfortable are you in that relationship? Do you feel in integrity enough in that relationship not to be triggered yourself and then be a disservice to the person you're working with? And everyone is going to face them, and it's part of your learning and growth as a breath worker. But let's do some role playing, and this will help make the situation perhaps a little more real than just talking in theory, okay? So I'm a new client. I saw on Twitter and Instagram that you are doing breathwork sessions, and I'm very interested in learning breathwork and doing that with you. Are you available to do a virtual session with me? I did see your website. I believe I have some things that would really enhance and support the quality of work that you're doing. Some latest techniques that help people interact more directly with you on the website. Are you interested in that? I have many years of experience in building websites that are very successful and very attractive. But unfortunately, I was just laid off. The company has gone out of business. And so at this moment, I'm short on funds, but I would like to exchange with you. I would like to exchange my expertise in website building with your expertise in breathwork.
So, Dr. Jim, this is a really, really, really difficult one, because on the one hand, He may really, really need the sessions, but he cannot pay for them. On the other hand, it starts our relationship in a very complicated way, our professional relationship in a very complicated way. So I would go back to him and say, is there any way that you can find financial assistance to cover your sessions? And personally, I wouldn't get into this arrangement with someone who I do not know at all. I would maybe offer him a sliding scale and offer him a lower fee.
That's very good because, as you say, it's very tricky. You may have an idea of a beautiful, very enhanced, effective website. What I may give you is something I think is a beautiful and very enhanced website. But for example, I have cartoon vegetables playing the different body types. I may produce something I think is very valuable for you, but it's not to your taste at all. You might not want body themes dressed as vegetables on your website. Your answer was very good. And it takes care of both of us because I may put a lot of time and energy into giving you something that is not really valuable to you. And then you're in a position of having to not use it. And I feel bruised. Your answer was very compassionate and very professionally done.
Thank you.
Another similar situation could be someone that offers cleaning services and they want to clean your office, or even more challenging, clean your home. That, again, is very problematic. And what's problematic about it is that if the person does not clean very well, or even if the person starts rearranging things, or you find something missing in your office, then what do you do under those circumstances? When you get into an exchange, then it becomes very problematic.